Howdy friends, what's going on everybody? Welcome back here to another live stream. It's been, a couple days because I've been without power for a couple days due to good old fun, Milton. I almost forgot the name of it. What's up guys? Hope everyone's doing good. Like I said, it's been a couple days since we were able to be live. We did do some coverage on Milton while I was getting hammered by it. If you guys do not know, if you guys are just joining us, I was actually in the eye wall of Milton. It was a Category 2 at the point being. So we've been without power for a good 3 days or so. It's been pretty miserable due to the fact that, it's been like 90 degrees in the house and it's been high humidity. And then you go outside to cool down and then the mosquitoes are just terrible. Anyways, but what's up, everybody? Hope everyone's doing good. Did I get a generator? Not yet. We haven't got our funds enough yet to a generator. I do want to get one at some point, though. Speaking of, I do have to give a big thank you to our supporters. We did have a couple donations for the generator fund. Big thank you goes to Austin Bratton. Thank you so much, dude, on Cashapp for the donation. Matthew Culberson and Judy Shaw. Thank you guys so much for your support. Seriously, it means a lot to me. We are saving up here for a new generator because I'm definitely not going to make that decision again and not go without one. It was quite a mess. But what's up, everybody? Hope everyone's doing good. Let's see what we got here today. We have Andrea. We got ourselves Texas TY. We have Christy, Geo, Johnny. Well, we have Jared. Let's see here. We have Anna. We have Kristen, Isaac, Adam, Virgil, Kate, Bunzy. What's up, guys? Hope everyone's doing good. Hello, Andrew. Another one. Why is it happening so much? Welcome to hurricane season, my friend. Now, the good news, as of now, I'm going to go ahead and tell you guys something. There's a lot of misunderstanding. There's a lot of people that's clickbaiting and fear-mongering. For the people who's wanting to know, this is not a threat for Florida right now, okay? It's not a threat for Florida. I'm going to go ahead and make this clear with you. It's not. I've seen so many people saying there's another storm that's heading to Florida. That is not true. That is not true as of now, okay? There's another system we're monitoring, but we don't really know exactly if it's going to come near Florida or not. More than likely, it's going to get caught up by a cold front and probably die out or get launched to the north. That is a really good possibility. Anyways, but yeah, here's the area we're watching. It's another area. It has a overall 40% chance of development here over the next 7 days. So throughout the next week, we have a 40% chance that was upgraded from earlier's 30%. So we are now in a medium overall chance. The probability is increasing on it. And then, of course, throughout the next 2 days, we have a 10% chance. This thing's highly unlikely going to form within the next couple of days. Now, I do want to hop you guys over here to the satellite imagery. So it's already an Invest. It's called Invest 94L. And it is having a bit of problems right now at the moment. Sorry, my screen's a little squished there. But you can see that we obviously do have some circulation going on. You can see it right there. There's not much convection. There's not a lot of thunderstorm activity. We have a little bit to the right-hand side, a little bit near that center. But there's like hardly any convection at all. There's hardly any storms going on. So obviously that's very important for those storms to be there, for the storm to pick up in strength. And the reason that we're not getting any really big thunderstorm activity is due to the fact here that we are in a pretty dry environment. There is a lot of dry air currently over the storm right now. So that's kind of preventing that system here from, you guys can see it right there, kind of preventing that system from taking off. Now, there's obviously, we have a lot of warm water out there. That's not the issue. Once again, the issue right now is the fact that there's just a lot of dry air in the storm right now. Now, as we work our way down in time, as we're going to see on the models, this storm will eventually roll into an environment that has more moisture and that has more conditions to develop. We're getting ready to get into that here in a second. But at least for right now, you guys can see it already has pretty good circulation on it. Like I mentioned, it just kind of struggling with that convection. There's not a lot of thunderstorm activity going on in it right now, which that needs to change. That does need to change. The storm needs to start convecting and stuff like that. But right now, given the environment and how it's much cooler at the moment right now, it's, right now it's a little bit just too dry for the storm to really kick off. All right, so let's go ahead and hop over here to models. We're not going to waste any time here, man. We're going to go ahead and get on into it. We have a GFS here, so this is the American Long Range. Speaking of, we got some snow we need to talk about, too. Snow We got some cold air. We got some tropical activity. I mean, everything's starting to pop off. Welcome to fall. So, let's see. We're going to zoom up. So the time's in the top right if you guys want to follow along. We're actually going to hop over here to the Western Atlantic view from the GFS's perspective. So we work our way down in time right here, right around the 16th, going into 17th. And you notice that system, that little disturbance there, will be positioned here just northeast of the Lesser Antilles, or the Windward Islands here. Right here, positioning for the morning of the 17th. Now, GFS has the storm continuing moving west throughout the 18th, going through the 19th, possibly out there towards the Caribbean. Now, remember, I want to go ahead and tell you guys this. This is one model. Okay, this is one model. This is one run. So take this with a grain of salt. And there's going to be a big dome of high pressure building in. We actually have a cold front that's coming down. This might very well actually provide a bit of a boundary, a bit of a shield per se, to possibly keep this storm here away from the U.S. It is possible, and which that cold front there, that big old dome of high pressure we're going to have building in, it's going to really bring down some cooler air, for one. But it's also it could act as a tropical blockade, and could detour that storm away from the country. Remember, that's still here for October 19th, October 20th. This is still like 7 days away, which me, I don't like looking out too far because of the uncertainties and stuff, but. That's what I'm saying. Just for the people who's like, oh yeah, there's a storm heading to Florida. Again, no, please, I want you guys to know that is right now not expected. So Florida is safe right now. There's no problem for Florida. But like I mentioned, we're just going to continue monitoring the storm here. It does have a good shot at developing into something as we kind of approach the 17th and 18th. That'll be right around when it rolls into a more moisture-filled environment. So if you take a look at the storm here, which we're going to go ahead and let's hop over to HWRF here. We're going to look at it. So in the current state, you notice how there's a lot of brown. So the brown is representing a very dry atmosphere, not just from ground level, but also like atmospheric as a whole. And so basically you can see that there's a lot of dry air in place. Now, as we start to approach here for like the 14th, going to the 15th, we have some convection popping off here, but otherwise mostly just a convectionless storm. But then once we roll our way into, like I was mentioning here, for like the 16th and 17th, that is when you can start to see a lot more kind of bluish green starting to pop up. That's indicating that there is more water vapor present, more moisture in the atmosphere, and at that point, that's when the storm can start to strengthen. Now, according to the HWRF, this thing could get near the Lesser Antilles and maybe near the Virgin Islands, according to the HWRF. But like I mentioned, that is just one model. That is just one model run. Obviously there's still a lot that's not really known right now, but for now, like we mentioned, though, that convection is going to be fairly limited. There's not going to be much thunderstorm activity happening due to the fact of dry air, so at least over the next couple of days, the storm is not expected to really strengthen or anything like that. But once we work away, like I said, in the 16th and the 17th, that's when the storm's going to start convecting, start really firing off all those thunderstorms, potentially getting organized. Maybe they're out there towards the Caribbean. So we'll need to be on alert. Just for my folks, if you live out there by like Puerto Rico, the Lesser Antilles. Now, the exact track of this is unknown, but I just want you guys on alert, just to monitor it. Just to watch it, kind of as an early word per se. There's no reason for panic or anything like that. There still is a lot of things that we don't know about the storm, but it could become a close call, or it could become an issue for some of the folks out there. Right now, like I said, no reason to panic. Just keep an eye on it overall. And once again, for my people who's just joining here, this is not a threat for Florida as of now. And like I said, there's a lot of misinformation. There's a lot of people out there that's scaring people. This thing is not a threat for Florida right now. Okay, I want to make that very, very clear. What's up, Oliver? Hope you're doing good. What's up, storm coverage? We got, let's see, Devil says, love from Jamaica. Thank you. Appreciate it. Hope you're doing good out there. Let's see here. Anna says, I'm loving the weather in Texas. A bit warm, but cooler air is coming. It's actually been fairly cooler in Florida here after we had Milton. It actually did get a lot cooler, which has been nice. Like I said, I've been without power for 3 days. That's why we haven't been able to stream here. And and I've been kind of running through these battery banks that I've had. So my brother, he actually has power, so we were running those battery banks over to my brother's, bringing them back. So we were just living off of battery banks, and there's really not a lot I could do. But yeah, the thing is like I said, it sucked. It was really hot inside, really humid and muggy, and then you go outside to cool off, and then you get hit with a wall of mosquitoes. Like, I have a good 40 bites on my legs right now because of all those mosquitoes. I've never seen them that bad. But makes sense after all of that water and stuff like that. They're very attracted to all that. What's up, Braven? Hope you're doing good. But yeah, once again, this is not a problem for Florida right now. And like I mentioned, there might even be a chance that a high-pressure blockade could actually help detour the storm away from the U.S. That's still not final right now. It's still not for certain, but it could certainly be a possibility. All right, moving on to HMON. This is another weather model here. So pretty much same thing persists. Like I mentioned, just a lot of dry air to start. There's not a lot of moisture right now for the storm. That's why we're really not having much convection. Matter of fact, like I said, the storm's actually fairly weak right now. Let's go and hop over to the satellite view. Ignore the Helene. I still haven't updated that. Somebody please write me in my Discord. If anybody's in my Discord, write me to remove this. This is so outdated. This is one of my outdated scenes, but let's go ahead and remove all that. I can just hide it for now. But anyways, so you can see right there's that circulation, and we got a little bit of convection on the eastern side, a little bit towards the center, but we need those storms firing all around the storm for things to start picking up. So right now it's just kind of just a normal low with not much storms on it. Like I said, those storms actually strengthen that system and get everything organized. And when you don't have thunderstorms, it really doesn't go anywhere, and it just doesn't do too much. Let's see here. I'm in Northeast Ohio, and it's chilly and very windy. Gotcha. Yeah, so let's actually hop over here once again to the models real quickly. First of all, let's take a look at the HMON, and then we'll go ahead and show you guys something else here. Possibly about some snow. We'll get into that here in a minute. But yeah, so HMON doesn't really have this thing picking up until like the 16th, 17th. That's what the HWRF and the majority of the models suggest. As we work our way into the 16th and 17th, that's when the storm will start to pick up a bit of strength as we start to roll into more moisture and stuff like that. See, here's the thing. This model doesn't have it picking up as much as like the HWRF did, but it still shows a possible depression forming here. So that's kind of what we're looking out there for. HAFSA, this is another one here, another weather model, of course. So kind of a similar story, at least for the next little bit. Pretty dry conditions, not much moisture in the atmosphere, and then we start to gain more moisture right as we kind of approach the 16th into the 17th. Yeah, and once we approach, like the 18th or so, we should have a good amount of moisture. So it's going to be heading into a more conducive environment for development. From where it's at right now and for where it's going to be for the next 2 days or so, it's not going to be able to develop within the next 2 days due to the fact of so much dry air and the fact that the storm is not really strengthening. But once we cross into more moisture, and as the storm continues rolling west here, then we're going to start picking up on some activity, possibly right around the 17th, 18th. Or so. HFSA really doesn't have this thing picking up too much, which is good. HFSB, on the other hand, yeah, kind of the same, honestly. Relatively just not picking much on it, but we'll have to monitor that. That's probably why the percentage is so low right now, is the fact that there is still a lot of uncertainty regarding what it does. But the environments do appear more conducive for development for the 17th and 18th as we start to roll into moisture. Right now, that's the main problem for the storm, is that there is like no moisture in the atmosphere. We're hardly getting any storm activity, hardly getting any convection due to the fact that there's just not a lot of moisture available right now. But eventually, we will run into more of that. What's up, Jill? What's up, Catloaf? Hope you're doing good, my friends. So yeah, and we'll keep you guys posted on that. So let's go and take a quick little minute here. We're going to hop over to the U.S. I got a little surprise for you guys. I know some of you... Oh, you didn't see that. I know some of you guys are going to like this, and some of you guys are probably not. So we got a cold front. We got a cold front coming in. And this might includes some of our first little tastes of snow. Y'all see that blue over there? So this is one model. This is the NAM 3K, which is not always known to be the most accurate model. But, we could pick up maybe some snow. Even the, I believe the CPC picked up on this, or WPC picked up on this, talking about potential snow. Now, the folks that will probably see some snow, this might be here for like the 14th, so like tomorrow night. Hold on a minute. Actually, this shows like some snow as early as tomorrow morning. Yeah, look at that. That's like tomorrow morning there. Possible snow up there towards like northern New York, out there maybe towards like Vermont, maybe New Hampshire, Maine. But y'all see some blue popping up there? It's fall, y'all. Like I said, we're getting to the point here where we're going to start to see more of this. So we do got ourselves a low. Right now it's just a bunch of rain. If we take a look at the radar currently, which we're going to hop over to now. If we take a look at radar, we'll pull up like the radar near just north of Syracuse. Let's pull up the winter weather radar. So, yeah, you see it's all green. That's showing that it's just rainfall right now. But, according to models and stuff like that, there's a good shot that we could start to see some of that green turn into some blue, as we approach our way into basically tomorrow morning. So keep an eye out there for that. That's NAM. Let's see. Nope, don't want HWR. Let's do HRRR here. High resolution rapid refresh. Yep, look at that. So HRRR also picks up on it too. So not only NAM 3K, but also HRRR, which those are two high resolution models. So yeah. So tomorrow, guys, we're going to be seeing a possibility for some snow out there towards like New York, portions along like, maybe Vermont, some New Hampshire, maybe bits of Maine as we approach our way into tomorrow. We got a lot of cooler air wrapping in from the backside. Here, let's take a look at the temperatures out there. So temperatures aren't going to be quite freezing, so the snow is probably not going to stick very well. Not to mention, I'm sure a lot of the roads and the sidewalks and stuff like that are still, really warm, so this wouldn't really stick very, very well. It would just be, a couple flakes you'd probably see. I don't think hardly any accumulation, if any at all, would occur. Because those temperatures, they're going to be above freezing. They're going to be mostly above freezing here. Maybe maybe lower 30s, but not quite freezing. For most of these areas, though, it's going to be into the upper 30s and so on. So, but it's just something I wanted to talk about. We could have a little bit of snow. Just a little bit of an introducing to some snow for the winter here coming up. So. Now let's talk a little bit further down in time. Now, this is not just going to be a thing for the Northeast. We're going to have... Oh, I do not want to go out that far. Let's go to Eastern U.S. view. So, as you can actually see, so first of all, we have this low-pressure system up here in the Northeast. This is going to swing its way to the north, bring up some moisture, and that's actually going to allow for some drier, cooler air to actually come down from the north, in which, that will actually bring that cooler air down towards the mid-Atlantic, maybe even towards the southeast. I mean, we could definitely see some really pretty chilly temperatures out there. So this is the GFS's perspective on this. Look at this. So this is for the morning of the 16th. And you see some places along the Appalachian Mountains could break freezing. Potentially, we have some areas out there by, West Virginia, North Carolina. I mean, we could be breaking freezing for the morning of the 16th. Meanwhile, a lot of the Midwest, we're kind of in the mid-30s out across a lot of the Midwest, portions of the Central Plains and the Northeast out there, in the mid-30s for the morning of the 16th. Possible freezing conditions near Wyoming. But remember, take this model with a grain of salt. Not all models, are going to approximately pick up to this exactly, but, it's just a good possibility. And you can actually see, those temperatures, they're dipping pretty far south. They are. I mean, we're getting into the lower 50s near the Gulf Coast out there by Gulfport and such. Obviously, being closer to the water and being on the coast would make things a little bit warmer due to the influence of the warm water. But once we're out of that water influence and that ocean influence, that would keep the air a little bit more cooler. Now, I was actually seeing a thing here, as you can tell. This is just a take from the GFS for the morning of the 17th. Once again, could see some very chilly, some areas in the freezing temperature zones. But look at this, even Florida Northern Florida, look at this. Could get into the lower, maybe mid 40s. That is very cold. That is very, very cold. So we're starting to see these, first few pushes of cold air coming down, which is a really good time to remind you that, yeah, it's getting to the point now where we're going to, start seeing maybe some snow in some of these areas. I mean, look at that big, massive, just blockade of high pressure out there. That's just going to be bringing in those chilly conditions, relatively calm, precipitation wise. I'm noticing there's a pretty steep whoa, that's a pretty steep gradient there. There's got to be some winds included on that. So you all see that there's these really tight spaced isobars, we call them. So the closer that they are, they represent a line of equal pressure. And the closer they get together, the more that the pressure changes over a shorter distance. Therefore, winds do increase. Let me look. Let's see, lower dynamics, 10-meter winds. Oh, yeah, that could be quite a windstorm for the plains here. For the 17th. Look at that. So that's a good 20 knots sustained. That could be a little windy. Let's see here. Yeah, you can see that there's that low up here, that low pressure out there, kind of in like eastern Montana, lower 990s. Well, we have the big dome of 1,030 ridge out here over in the Ohio Valley area. But yeah, look at that. That could really cause some windy conditions. So watch out for that, y'all. If you live up in, see here. Yeah, if y'all live in the Central Plains here, look out for a possible windstorm here for the 16th, as we're gonna have some pretty tight isobars here, pretty steep pressure gradients, so that could really knock up those winds. Let's see here. Hey Andrew, glad to see you got your power back. Mine came on late last night. Yeah, I'm definitely thankful for it as well. I'm glad that you got yours back too. It's been a little bit of a rough ride, but what's up, A Martinez? Saying welcome back. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Like I said, it's nice to finally have power and AC mostly. That's what I'm mostly happy about, man. That's what I'm literally mostly happy about. But let's see here. I'm glad I got my power back. Yeah, me too. It's been pretty nice. But anyways. All right, let's hop back over here, y'all. So once again, for my folks up in the Northeast, right now we got a bit of rain, but this could change the snow tonight into tomorrow morning. Remember, let's hop over to the HRRR again here for you. We'll go to winter weather radar here, precip type, same thing. So, so as we work our way down in time here, y'all can't really see the time. I'm gonna do something a little special for y'all. You guys are about to see something pretty crazy. Hold on, ready? What is he doing? Trying to narrow that time stamp at the top there for you guys. There we go. Ignore my editing real quickly, y'all. Just trying to make it to where you can see the time and the date. We're gonna put that up in the top right corner. There we go. And let's make that a little smaller here. There you go. Perfect. Like it never even happened. Oh, shoot, didn't want to do that. There we go. Okay, so yeah, you guys can see the time up here in the top right. So yeah, we work our way down in time here. You can see 11 p.m., 12 a.m., 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3, 4. So things start cooling down. Maybe some snow starts to pop up. Maybe some mixture precip out there towards northern New York State. Maybe some out there towards the western side as well. It does look like as we approach tomorrow afternoon, this could be more pure snow. But remember, at this point in time, like we were mentioning, there's a good shot that the temperatures are still going to be above freezing. The way that the models were kind of talking, it looks like we're going to be kind of in maybe the mid 30s or so. It's definitely going to be pretty chilly. Here, let's hop to the 18 Zulu HRRR. So we have a little bit extra frames here. But absolutely, yeah, we're going to see a little bit of snow starting to pop up here. Once again, it looks like it starts to actually pop up maybe around 6, 7 o'clock in the morning or so. 18 Zulu has that transferring from the northern side here of New York State, starting to pop off towards Vermont, New Hampshire, as we approach the afternoon and evening, and then just kind of fizzles out. A bit more snow up north, though, as you can tell, for Canada. They're going to be getting a little bit more, but for the Northeast, this is our first taste of snow. Why do all the worst hurricanes have weird names? I don't know. I have no idea. Let's see here. Just kind of looking out for more of that. Just looking out for some more areas here. Yeah, but so, once again, upper northeast, upper New England, we do got a little bit of snow potential coming through. Now, and like I mentioned, for a lot of the rest of us here in the eastern side, I mean, even in the southeast, we're gonna have quite a bit of cooler air coming in for like the 17th and 18th. So it's gonna take a couple days, but we'll get it. Did I miss 94L talk? You missed the beginning part of it. We did talk about it, but we're getting ready to talk about it again. Of course, we're not just gonna brush on it once. No, we're gonna talk about it again. Actually, right now. So, all right. So here's 94L. This is the current system that we're watching right now. It doesn't have hardly any storm activity in it. It is very dry. The environment needs to have more moisture. There's really not a lot of moisture involved. You can see there's barely any thunderstorms developing in that system. You can see its circulation. You can see its counterclockwise circulation right here. The core, the center is right in there. If we zoom out, you guys can see that this is, still far away from main areas. This is just well east of the Lesser Antilles and some of those regions out there, the Windward Islands, pretty far to the east. Now, like we mentioned, as we're getting ready to go through as well again, as the storm continues rolling to the west, like I said, right now it has a lot of dry air in it. As we continue rolling to the west and as we get closer towards, the Lesser Antilles, and once we kind of approach these waters out here, that is kind of when we're going to start introducing more water vapor, more moisture into the storm, which that should allow the storm to start firing off some of that convection. And once it starts doing that, then that's when it can pick up strength. But right now it's just kind of an ordinary low. With little to no thunderstorm activity going on in it right now. Very little due to the abundance of dry air. And, of course, as we work our way to the west here, eventually we're going to get caught up in a lot of moisture or, more moisture, at least some form of moisture, which could allow the storm to, progress and develop as we kind of roll towards the Caribbean. Once again, I'm going to go ahead and tell you guys this. I said it earlier. Y'all, for the people who's saying that this thing's coming right towards Florida, please do not listen to them. This currently has no threat for Florida. I'm going to tell you that now. This currently does not have any threat for Florida. We'll continue to monitor it, but right now there's no reason to panic, no reason to worry about it. Like I said, this thing is currently based off the guidance, and it's just kind of too far out. No, this is not a threat for Florida. I know there's been a lot of people who's been spreading misinformation saying that another one's heading to Florida, which that's not true. That is not true. Right now, Florida is looking A-okay. We're just trying to recover from Milton, also Helene that we just got about 2 weeks ago. So, Florida's been getting kind of beat up last couple weeks from these hurricanes, and like I said, the last thing you all need to hear is another one heading in. But right now, there is no threat for Florida, so you guys are good right now. Like I mentioned, we'll continue monitoring this storm here. They did put an invest on it. It's 94L. Right now, it's not a whole lot of a problem. Here, let's take a look at the spaghetti models. We'll go ahead and bring y'all over here. So this is the latest spaghetti models, and you can actually see that there is a fair amount of spacing. There still is a lot of unknown, a lot of uncertainty with the storm here. Let's go ahead and bring up my pen here so I can actually draw on the screen and stuff like that for y'all. But yeah, like I was mentioning, there's quite a big gap. From that northernmost model here to the southernmost, and you can see that's a good several 100-mile spread. So, that's models obviously need to come to a better agreement overall, and of course that median point has the mean average track kind of going over here. Remember, that could easily change, especially now due to the fact that there is still so much uncertainty. With the track and also the strength here too, as we're getting ready to look at. So this is the strength. Now, some of the models actually have this thing becoming into a hurricane, which it does seem possible. Once we get into that more conducive environment, where we have still those warm waters, but we're starting to finally have some of that moisture that we need for the storm. At that point, that's when things are going to start taking off. But for now, you can see it's just going to be kind of relatively flat, not expected to do much. And then once we start to cross, throughout the next couple of days, once we finally cross into those, more moisture-filled waters, you can, or more moisture-filled air, you can see that we're going to start to kind of gain potential strength there, which very well could go into hurricane strength at the later end of the forecast. But yeah, so that's kind of where we're standing right now. And of course, you got the one model that just that's what we call an outcast model. You just want to throw that away. The majority of models has this thing potentially getting into hurricane strength, further down in the loop. Okay. So, yes, while it does have a shot to be a hurricane, right now there's no threat for Florida. Like I said earlier, I do want my folks along the Virgin Islands, out there. Here, let's hop you over here. Towards the Lesser Antilles, the Virgin Islands, out there towards Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic. I do want you guys to monitor this. Keep an eye on it because it could become a potential storm that could cause impacts. Right now, the impacts are unknown due to the fact of a lot of uncertainty both in its track and its strength here. But yeah, you can see that these are the areas we need to really be looking out for. Once again, the Virgin Islands, the Lesser Antilles, Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic. I do want you guys to just keep an eye on it. No need to full-on prep for it or anything like that. There still is a chance that this thing could really pull to the north. That is still a really good possibility and not impact these areas at all. So right now, just put a watch on it. Just keep an eye on it. No need to really go out and buy all the gas or anything like that. No need to do that. It wouldn't hurt to make sure you have your hurricane, preparedness stuff together. As you should have that throughout the season, anyways. But it just make sure you have all your hurricane stuff in check and everything like that. But there's no need to full on prep or buy out the stores or anything like that for the storm because there's still a lot of uncertainty in the track we just looked at. For one, there's some of the models that have it going well to the north, which potentially could not even impact these regions at all. So we'll keep an eye on it. Definitely keep an eye on it. Hope this thing doesn't go towards New Jersey. Very unlikely. It's not too common we get those up in New Jersey, for one. But two, yeah, it's also very far out. I would say it's unlikely. It's just not very common we get them in New Jersey. Now yeah. So I wouldn't worry. I wouldn't worry about it. What's up, Legacy? Saying how am I doing? I'm doing good. Doing good. I finally got my power back, which is very nice, and now we're keeping an eye on the tropics. Got another storm that we're watching here. Once again, like I said, this thing's not really going to develop in the next 2 days or so because it has a lot of dry air. Once again, we'll go ahead and hop you over here to the satellite imagery. I'll go ahead and show you what we're talking about here. It's she's not looking so healthy right now. You can obviously see that it's counterclockwise spinning, but there's not any. Hardly any thunderstorms on it. You can see that there's a little bit on the eastern side, a little bit towards the center here, but other than that, it's not really doing so hot. It's just kind of an ordinary low at this moment in Invest currently, but there's not a lot of thunderstorms. So you need, like I said, you need those thunderstorms. You need that convection to organize the storm and make it stronger. And at this point in time, there's no thunderstorms to get it going. So that is good, and that's going to limit it from doing anything for the next couple of days, as it's going to remain in dry air. If we take a look here at the water vapor view, you can actually see here, there's some of that convection that's popping off here. You can see that there's a bit of kind of grayish black in there that's representing some drier air. There's a little bit more of a push of some more moisture coming in from the eastern side. That's probably sparking off some of those storms, but majority is mostly dry out in that region. And once we work our way, let's see here. And so once we work our way closer throughout the 17th and the 18th, that is whenever we're going to start to see the storm pick up more overall. Let's go ahead and zoom out here. We're going to take a look at the models again for you guys. So if you guys want to follow along in the time, it's in the top right here. We're going to go ahead and hop over to the HWRF model. And we're going to take a look here at the humidity and stuff like that. So you can see the kind of tannish brown colors, that is representing a dry atmosphere, that there's not much water vapor, there's not much humidity or anything like that going on in the storm. And you can see that on especially its western side, there's a lot of dry air out here, really preventing any of those thunderstorms from happening. You can see that big mid-level dry slot there. That's just, kind of hurting that storm and not really getting it developing. So, over the next couple of days, you can see in the top right, we're tracking our way down in time. We have little bits of convection somehow sparking off, but the majority of the storm is still relatively dry. So not a lot of strengthening is expecting over the next couple of days. But once we work our way into right around like the 16th, you can notice how we start to have more of an abundance of moisture, as you can indicate here in that bluish green color. So at this point, you can see where it's at there, there's a lot more moisture, and therefore finally that storm can start to strengthen a bit, potentially, as it kind of grasps all of that moisture and kind of wraps it around that central low, potentially developing. Now, like I mentioned, this model is just one model run. Let's see, the 12 Zulu before that showed it going a little bit more to the north. So you can obviously see that there's a bit of difference in both the track and the strength. The previous model run had it up here. And they're going to be hopping around for the next couple of days. We're still not sure of exactly where the thing's going to go, but it is indeed another storm that we should monitor. So the areas, like I mentioned, that I do want you guys to watch out for is for my folks up there towards the Lesser Antilles. Just keep an eye on it. The Virgin Islands, of course, Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic. Those are really the areas I want you guys to be monitoring this right now. I want you guys to be keeping an eye on the storm here. And just monitoring it. Once again, no need for full-on prep right now. It wouldn't even hurt, though, if you just make sure you have your hurricane preparedness kits all ready to go. I mean, say if it did become an issue, you'd be ahead of the game rather than, waiting until last minute or anything like that. Once again, it's still early. There's still a huge thing we don't understand about this storm. We don't know if it's going to be tropical storm. There is a handful of guidance that does show it getting in the tropical storm and hurricane strength at some point in the later forecast. But for now, that's kind of what we're standing. So we don't know really how strong it's going to be quite yet. We do think potential hurricane strength. And of course, it's track. And that's another thing we don't really understand right now. Some of the models have it going through the Caribbean, islands out there, and some of it actually having it pulling a little bit further to the north, which would be a better scenario. If we take a look at the current spaghetti models, which we'll go ahead and bring up again for you guys, like I mentioned, there's just a bit of uncertainty. You can see that how spread out those spaghetti models are. We have a pretty big gap from top to bottom there. From some of those models have it going, towards those islands, and then a handful of the other ones have it going well to the north here. But just be prepared. Make sure you have your hurricane, survival plans in place. But right now there's no need for buying out all the stores or anything like that. Just it wouldn't hurt just to keep an eye on your. Just make sure you're stocked up just to have everything. But, there's no need to literally make a special plan like tonight or tomorrow to go out and get anything. No, it's not quite at that concern right now. But, yeah, so over the next couple of days, we'll continue monitoring it. We'll see its progression. We'll continue watching it and see what it does. And if it becomes more of an issue, then we'll let you guys know. We'll keep you guys in the loop of everything. So, once again, right now we're watching this storm here. Currently, there is no other really areas we're watching. It's really just this guy that we're paying attention to. Then, of course, like we mentioned, the potential snow tomorrow morning across New England here, as you guys can see. Once again, New York, Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine could get some snow tomorrow. So tomorrow morning, don't be surprised if you see a little bit of snow. Accumulations, we're probably not going to accumulate hardly anything in these regions due to the fact that the temperature is still above freezing and the surfaces are still very much warm. Therefore, we're not going to likely see hardly any accumulation with this, as, once again, temperatures will be too warm for that, really. Just more of a, hey, look, there's snow kind of thing. Not more like a heavy accumulating, expectancy. We'll just definitely... be watching out there for that. It's a little bit of snow up there. Then, of course, we have a cold front that's going to be coming down and actually bringing some pretty chilly temperatures for a lot of the east. Yeah, a lot of the east here. Let's take a look back over here towards the temperatures and all that stuff. We'll get into that here. Let's see here. All right, let's go and take a look at that here. We're going to mark our little thing here so you guys can see the temperatures. Now, remember, this is one model. This is just one run here, but this is the GFS. Whenever we fully load here, you're going to see that we're going to be getting a pretty big dome of high pressure building into the eastern country. Now, with that tropical system, that actually could potentially act as like a shield to help protect against it. So yeah, there you go. You can kind of see that cooler air starts to come down into the south. You can see could definitely cool things down quite a bit. So this is for the morning of the 17th, and you can actually see that some areas, along like the Gulf Coast, I mean, we could be in like the lower 40s potentially. And of course, some of those up to towards like the Appalachian Mountains, we actually could break freezing. We could be in the freezing up there in those upper elevations. Leading all the way down from North Carolina's mountain ranges up towards Virginia, West Virginia, like Pennsylvania, up in New York potentially, and Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine. Some of those upper elevations there could definitely experience some of that. While the north and the Central Plains is going to still be 40s and 50s. It's still kind of chilly. But a lot of the cool down is going to be throughout much of the eastern part of the country, through a lot of these areas here, through the Midwest, portions of like the southeastern U.S. as well, Tennessee, Ohio Valley, Mid-Atlantic, New England. We're gonna be really feeling some of that cool air coming down, which we're gonna start to feel that here. From what it looks like, the models really have that cooler air start to kind of pull in. Really, as soon as this system kind of pulls through, right now we do have a low pressure system up here in New England. That's what's causing that snow and stuff to happen tomorrow. And as that system strengthens, it's actually going to be pushing down some cooler air from up north. And we're going to start to notice that, especially in the mornings and stuff like that. You're going to really notice that those temperatures are going to be fairly cool. I mean, look at this. This is for the 15th here. This is like 5 p.m. And up there in New England, we still could be some areas in the 30s. I mean, it's, Ohio Valley, 50s. It's definitely cooler than what we're used to. Then you got Texas with 100 degrees. You got Texas doing its own little thing. Same as Florida doing the typical usual. But, and of course, we get closer. We work our way down in time here. This is for the morning of the 16th. Right around 8 a.m. for the 16th, and we have a lot of sub-freezing temperatures, near freezing temperatures out there towards the those upper elevations of the Appalachian Mountains, maybe towards Wisconsin, according to GFS here. Then of course that cold front continues pushing through, and as we approach the morning of the 17th, we could even be breaking the 40s in Florida, like northern Florida, up there towards like the Panhandle, Gulf Coast out there towards like Gulfport could be in the near the 40s, and yeah, I mean it could definitely get pretty chilly here. Let's take a look at Euro. I want to kind of compare this with the ECMWF here. It's it's always good to compare your models. It's never really a good thing to be biased towards one model, but just good to kind of get an agreement between them both. Okay, so the morning, here for the 15th. Still showing those temperatures. Yeah, pretty cold. For the morning here for the 15th, we're going to have those temperatures, in the 40s, 30s, possibly sub-freezing up there towards like North Dakota, near freezing, slightly below freezing. Texas still getting that heavy 90-degree weather that GFS was talking about here for right around the afternoon, evening of the 15th. Then look at this as we approach our way into the morning of the 16th. A lot of the Midwest is going to be in the 30s. Ohio Valley is going to be in the 30s. Mid-Atlantic 40s, 30s. New England in the 30s. Shoot, even 60s in Florida. It's been getting like that, but it's a little more on the chillier side. And of course, here for the morning of the 17th. That's kind of when the coldest point of this is going to be, from what it looks like. Models are kind of suggesting that the most coldest part of this system is going to be here probably for the morning of the 17th. We're talking 8 a.m. Eastern or so, which that could bring us sub-freezing up there in the Appalachian Mountains. Throughout like North Carolina, Virginia, West Virginia, portions of New England, and then for the majority of like the Ohio Valley, we could be near, if not at freezing, across some of these regions here. 40s across Midwest, and then you have the plains, which the plains are going to be a little bit warmer, possibly in the 50s here for the morning of the 17th. Florida, tell you what, up in the northern part of Florida, you guys are going to be really cold. It's going to be getting a little bit chilly. 40s up in Panhandle, Florida, actually, near the Big Bend too. Then you got Miami still in the 70s. It's just, kind of geography there, But yeah, so once again, keep it out there for the cooler weather. That's going to be kind of one of the things we need to look out. Pacific Northwest could get a little chilly too, especially in those upper elevations. It's kind of normal for this time of the year. And then once again, if we hop back over here to some of these other models, we'll go to let's do NAM 3K. We're going to go to the precip here. Matter of fact, I don't think NAM 3K has. Oh, here we go. Never mind. Precip type. Yeah, so then we, like I said, we're looking out for tomorrow morning. Just a bit of a heads up for you guys. We're gonna have a bit of some snow. We're gonna have a bit of snow up here. So you can see the time in the top right as we approach, 10, 11, 12, 1 a.m. 2. You can actually see here that we start to pull in some snow here for like the later morning, for tomorrow up there towards New York State, possibly near Syracuse, slightly to the north here. Maybe some out there towards Vermont, maybe getting into New Hampshire too, breaking up into snow showers, possibly out there towards Maine. So we're gonna have our first little bit of snow, but like I mentioned, those temperatures out there at this point in time, they're likely gonna be above freezing. So we're probably not going to get any any accumulations or really anything like that going on there. As you can see, here's temperatures majorly above 30. Now there's some isolated pockets that could reach the freezing point, but for the most part, we are mostly above freezing here. So probably won't see too much that. And then of course we have the grounds. The roads and the sidewalks and stuff like that. They're already warm still. They've been warm because we haven't seen too much cold air from this season yet. Therefore the temperature of those surfaces are still pretty warm. So if anything even did say it was freezing and it hit those objects, it would probably melt due to the fact that the roads are still going to be pretty warm for at least a little bit. Let's see here. We lived in South Central Washington State for most of 2010. Our first snowfall was in the beginning of October. Yeah, those areas in the Pacific Northwest start to get hit relatively first, I've noticed, up in the Rockies. And then it starts trailing east towards the northern plains and New England. Then from there on, it starts just kind of pulling south. As we start to as Earth's axis, as we start to tilt back, we lose that direct sunlight. Becomes more indirect, which cools things down. Then it starts changing up the weather patterns and bringing some of that cooler air from up north down in the country, and that's where we start to get those that snowstorm activity and such. But anyways, see, I want snow. I miss going outside when school was canceled. Yeah, I remember those days. Those were a while ago. It's been a while since. I went through all that, but yeah, it was everybody loved that. But anyways, my friends, well, like I mentioned, we got a couple little things going on here in the weather world. We got a little bit of snow tomorrow morning. Once again, not really much accumulation expected. We got ourselves that tropical system that's right now in a bunch of dry air, and then for the next 2 to 3 days now, or 2 to 3 days away from now, it'll start to roll into more moisture-filled air, which could allow for the storm to pick up. Heads up for my folks up in the Virgin Islands, Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, Windward Islands, Lesser Antilles. Keep an eye on it. No need for all-out preparations right now due to the fact of so much uncertainty. The storm could still easily pull far to the north. It could come near you. And regarding its strength, some of the models have a hurricane. Some of them have it like tropical storm, tropical depression. It just depends on how well it grasps all of that moisture and how it holds up until it gets there. There's still a lot of variables that we're kind of monitoring and stuff like that. Then, of course, that cold air that's coming down here. We got ourselves a bit of a cool down, especially for the morning of the 17th. Some of those coastal areas along the Gulf could get in the 40s, dude. Yeah, it's going to be a little bit chilly for a lot of us. A lot of the Ohio Valley is going to be in the 30s. Midwest, same thing. New England, Mid-Atlantic, 40s, 30s. Pretty chilly. So get prepped for that. Might want to bundle up here coming up soon. But, alrighty, everybody. Well, that's probably going to wrap it up. We're kind of approaching our hour marker here. Just wanted to go ahead and go over all that. There's not a whole lot more we can really talk about, because the models, they still need to kind of work and do their own little thing here. Tomorrow, we're going to run another update for you guys tomorrow morning in YouTube short form. Then tomorrow evening, we'll do another live stream on like this. That's what we're going to start doing. We're going to start doing shorts for the mornings. That way they're quick. You guys have work and stuff like that. You can quickly pull them up. They're quick for me to put together. And, of course, in the evening, then we'll do more of a sit down and, kind of look at everything type of stream. But we'll keep you guys posted. Let's see here. How long will the cool last for the Gulf Coast? So the models suggest a couple days. Things should start returning to normal probably right around the 18th, 19th. Here, let's take a look at the models again, show you. Yeah, I mean, it's going to start getting a little chilly out there. Depends on, exactly what we're talking about, because it's, not the same everywhere. But let's just take, like, coastal Florida, for example, overall. So this is the GFS model run here. And you can see things starting to cool down. You see that cold front come through, and you can really see it gets pretty darn chilly. The peak is going to be for the morning of the 17th. Then after that, things, let's see here. Also, the morning of the 18th is going to be pretty chilly. Morning of the 19th. I mean, it gets pretty close. It really just depends on what model you look at. But, yeah, we're gonna really start to feel that cool down here for pretty much the morning of the 17th is when it's going to be really picking up, 18th. So, but it's fall, y'all. Like I said, we gotta start prepping for this. We gotta start, getting ready for all this cooler air and stuff like that. In which, with fall, we have second storm, second tornado season, storm season we call it. Second spring, we consider fall because, it starts introducing cooler air back in the country, and it starts interacting with the pre-existing warm air that's still pulled up in our country here. So we're going to possibly start getting some more severe weather. I really do anticipate the Gulf being very active for severe weather potentially. While in the forecast it's going to be relatively dry towards winter, I really do not think that's going to affect for quite a bit of severe weather episodes. I think we're going to have quite a bit of severe weather along the Gulf Coast. More specifically, I'd say a lot of the west side of the Gulf Coast. I feel like you guys, with some of those low pressure systems swinging down, they bring a sharp enough cold front. They could easily spark off severe weather towards the Gulf. We got that moisture, moisture supply from the Gulf. Considering that the waters are still very warm and stuff like that. So that's that. But anyways, I'm on fall break this week. Nice, enjoy it. Jared says everyone hit the like for Drew. Appreciate it. Legacy said my power went out. Oh, buddy, I hope you get it back soon. Yeah, that's not good, Legacy. Well, the good news is that you're not in as much humidity and heat as we are down here when we were out. So hopefully you get it back soon. Wow, that sucks. Let's see, anyone ready for November, December? Yeah, it'll be here before you know it, man. I mean, we're already in mid-October. Halloween, very close, very close. I've always noticed once we hit Halloween and after, that's when things start to, once we get towards Thanksgiving, that's when we start to potentially start seeing some more snow, more blue popping up in the models and stuff like that. And hurricane season's still going on, but kind of slowing down a bit. It doesn't look like hurricane season's slowing down right now. I mean, we still have about a month and a half of the season left. So, that doesn't until like late November, November 30th, I think. So, we're still going to be, we still have a shot at seeing a couple more good storms between the end of the year. Let's see, I got my power back this afternoon. It's because of Milton. Same here. Yeah, I'm in Lakeland. We lost our power during Milton. I just got it back at like 12. I think it was 12:19. Was when it came back on. Thankfully, it was rough. So standing outside and came inside 1 second later. Huge strike of lightning power. Whoa, really? Legacy, where are you at? If I recall, aren't you like towards Tennessee? I try to remember where a lot of folks are so I can keep in contact if things happen. I feel like I remember you saying you're near Tennessee. I don't know where. I do see some storms up in Tennessee, though. That might be for your area. I don't know. I could be wrong. Wow. Yeah, we do got a couple storms up in, like, eastern Tennessee. Some out there towards, like, Kentucky. Yeah, let me know, Legacy, and I'll, I mean, they don't look severe, these ones here. You're in middle Tennessee. Gotcha. So you're probably in that storm there. Let me pull up. Do I have warnings enabled? I don't think we have any warnings out for this. Maybe special weather statement. We do got a special weather statement near that storm. Half-inch hail. Doesn't really say anything about winds. 50-mile-per-hour wind gust, penny hail. Yikes. Well, hopefully, Legacy, you get it back soon. That's not good. I didn't know you were in Lakeland. I have people in Pinella. Gotcha. Yeah, I'm in Lakeland. Been here for, let's see. Well, I moved twice in the last year. So I lived in Auburndale, which is near Lakeland, and now I live in Lakeland. But only lost power for a minute, maybe. Hopefully it didn't go out again. Okay, well, that's good. So you got it back. That's good news. But, all right, everybody. Well, that's going to go ahead and wrap it up. You guys take care. Have a wonderful rest of your night. We'll see you guys tomorrow morning for a YouTube short live stream, just to kind of give you guys an update on 94L and the snow situation and stuff like that. So we'll cover that tomorrow. And, of course, tomorrow evening, we'll do another live stream just like this one. More of a sit-down where everybody sits down and watches rather than, these YouTube short live streams are kind of more for quick updates and stuff like that. This will be more of like a, full in-depth like we're doing here. But... Alrighty, everybody. Well, you guys, thanks for joining. Appreciate it. Like I said, thank you all once again to the people who have supported us for our generator fund. Like I mentioned, we've started a generator fund. That way I can actually get a generator. I've learned very, very much from this storm here that a generator is very nice. And all my neighbors had them, and it's like, oh, dude, you lucky. So I have to give a big thank you to Matthew, let's see, Culbertson, thank you so much. Judy Shaw as well, thank you so much for the donation, and Austin Bratton, thank you so much, guys, seriously, for your support. Those are 3 donators. I'm going to keep the amounts anonymous, but thank you all for helping out. I really do appreciate it. And we're gonna keep on saving up for one of those because it's gonna be much needed, and that way we'll have one during next storm, whenever that happens. Hopefully it'll be a long time from now. But alrighty, everybody. Well, you guys take care. Once again, thanks for joining. Hit that subscribe button, leave a like on your way out if you have not already. And alrighty, everybody. We'll catch y'all in the next one. See you later, guys. Take care. Have a great night.